From preschool to 6th grade, I went to school. And during this time, I was trying to wake up way before I needed to. Like, I needed to wake up at 6, for example. I'd wake up at like 4:30. I was trying to work. Grind. Not all the time, but there were large time chunks where I was trying to do this. I was trying to grind. I was trying to be a Sigma, as they say. God. But even after that, even when I started homeschooling, which I could have woken up at 5 p.m. I could have woken up at 5 p.m., 9 a.m., 5 p.m. But I was still waking up at like 6 or 7 or 5 and sacrificing my sleep because I wanted to grind. Sigma grind set. Hustle. Now that type of culture. But I've realized as I've gotten older, more mature and more wise, that this was a really stupid way of looking at life. A really, short-sighted way of looking at life. Because you're really given two ways. Like, if you go into mainstream, there's two ways you can view life. You can either view it like a loser, a complete loser, where time is worth nothing and you're just like, well, I'm not going to work on anything important. I'm just going to play video games all day, all-nighters, eat crap, etc. So obviously this is wrong. I'm not going to waste too much time on this. But in the mainstream, there's another side which says, well, grind. Like the Gary V, and I like Gary V, but like the Gary V mindset, hustle, grind, hustle, all day. But in reality, these are two sides of the same coin. It's just like Republicans and Democrats, right? You think you're getting something new, but really it's the same coin. Just step back a little bit, go to the side, and you'll see the other side. It's the same coin. It took me a very long time to realize this, so I'm going to help you save time. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to approach life and productivity, I suppose. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but the third option, this is like kind of like the Euthyphro dilemma, if you know what that is. It's like you have two options proposed to you. I'm proposing we cut through the middle and pick a third one, which is better than both of the options were provided. So what I'm going to tell you is very important here. This is not, don't commit a composition fallacy. Talking a lot about philosophy. But don't commit a composition fallacy. This is for the whole, not all the parts. So in some things, this saying isn't true. But as a whole, in your life, this is true. Quality over quantity. Now, the way I define the grind is trying to work 24/7 as much as possible on as many different projects as possible. Waking up really early, sacrificing on sleep. Sleeping's for losers. Don't sleep. You gotta work. Work all day. Try to save your money. Grind. Do some work. Save the money. All right. Now, the major downfall of this mindset, I'm not going to go over the losers because obviously playing video games all day and doing nothing with your life isn't good. But with this mindset, which some people adopt instead of being a loser, the major downfall is not understanding hidden causation. I'm going to tell you two stories. So one is going to be about me waking up super early to work, as I alluded to earlier. I would wake up really early. I would get like 6 hours of sleep. Keep in mind, I'm like 12 years old, 13, 14, 15. Say about 16, I was kind of easing up off it. Now 17, I'm fully realizing I was an idiot. I would wake up so early, and then I would get on my computer and try to start working. I don't even know on what. I was trying to do like research or whatever. It'd be like 6 a.m. And I would do research like that. I wasn't really awake. You know that feeling when you wake up to go up to the bathroom at like 3 a.m. and you could barely, you're trying not to walk into walls, you're like stumbling around because you're so tired and groggy. That's how it was. But I was trying to work. I was trying to learn. And to be honest, it's a bit stupid. I was really stupid. Like, it's so obvious the issue here. Your quality of work is complete crap. In fact, it's so low that it's not even worth doing. You could do 3 hours of research with this, brain, this sleep-deprived brain, and you're not going to remember a single thing. So it's a complete waste of time. You would have been better off sleeping at 3 hours. And I made that mistake over and over and over again. The quality of work sucked. The quality of learning sucked. Everything sucked. But the grind. I got to work instead of sleeping. I wasn't looking at the quality of work. I was just looking at the quantity. Well, I'm working an extra 3 hours. Yeah, sure, maybe I'm not fully awake, but the grind. As you can tell, I was a really stupid kid. Next. Story running a bunch of businesses at the same time. this was more recent. This was like 15 or 16. I was still making this mistake. In fact, early on in 17, I was making the same mistake. I have this one business that generated 6 figures by the time I was 16, right? And I've told that story on this channel, but I think I've also alluded to that I tried starting a bunch of other businesses too. I said true instead of two. And a bunch of other businesses too. So opening a bunch of TikTok theme pages, and they weren't as autistic as the people who usually make them. They're a bit more niched down, a bit better, but still, I was doing like 4 at the same time. I was trying to start an SEO agency. I was trying to all these business ideas, supplements, a bunch of other stuff I'm probably forgetting, all at the same time. I was trying to, well, if I do a bunch of them at the same time, I'm gonna try and, get one to go, and I'll be good. I just need one more business to pop off, and then I'm gonna be financially free, totally. And I'm financially free in the sense that I don't work. Right now it's 10:55 on a Tuesday. Because I run my business, I'm not at school. I'm recording this video. I'm 17, I'm a 12th grader, technically. Or if I drop that, I don't know if I'm considered that, but I don't care. Whatever. You get the point. And I was just trying to start a bunch of businesses and run them at the same time, but that was stupid. That was really stupid because look at it like this, alright? I'm going to use very simple numbers here, very small numbers, but you can extrapolate this to be much bigger because that was my situation. Having a successful business is going 10 yards. All right? You can either go 10 yards in one business or go 5 in 2. You're going to have 2 unsuccessful businesses or 1 successful business. Because when you do all these different business ideas, you're spreading yourself thin, and that's one of the issues with the grind mindset. You're told to do a bunch of different things, not just business, but also throughout the day. Just do a bunch of things. This, all over the place. You're spreading yourself thin. You're much better off just focusing on 1 or 2 things and doing those things as well as possible. Then you can actually start moving forward, right? Actually start seeing noticeable results. And those are the stories of my experiences, but I want to talk a bit more about the obvious versus the actual, because this is what I was missing as well. What is the obvious causes of you being a good copywriter? Well, learning, reaching out to clients, making content. And when you're on the grind mindset, that's all you see. But when you're a bit smarter, and you actually take a step back and look at what's going on, you realize there's stuff before that. These are the hidden causes, as I call them. These are your foundational causes. Okay, this is what you should be focusing on. This should be your number 1 priority. And that is stuff like your health, your sleep, your diet, your hormonal level, your discipline, etc. Those are foundational causes. If you want to really be successful, okay, that's you have to focus on. Not so much the other stuff. You need to do that obviously. I'm not gonna be one of these normies that say, well, if you take a cold shower every morning and meditate for 5 minutes, then you're gonna make $1 million. No, it's stupid. But your quality of work here, okay, this is the stuff like the content outreach, getting better at copywriting. That stuff is secondary compared to the rest of the stuff. Because imagine you have terrible sleep. It doesn't matter how much of the stuff you do, okay, that obvious stuff, it's gonna be crap. Okay? If your diet sucks, it's going to affect everything else. It's going to affect your quality of work. If your discipline sucks, you're not going to be able to tough it out when no one responds to your emails, your cold outreach, when you don't get any clients. When you have all the other factors out of your favor, it becomes very hard to do the work you actually need to do in order to be successful. So, your foundational factors are the most important thing to being successful and actually having a quality of life that is good. Because again, the grind also places too much emphasis on money. They think, well, if you make money, or, I don't know, you save money, then you're successful. No. Money's just a tool for success. I'm as in favor of making money as everyone else, as you would think. In fact, some people say, I love money. They say I love money. I don't. I love freedom, which is what money facilitates. But it's very obvious that the grind mindset has affected the general population. When I just say, I want to be financially free and I want to make money, they say, well, you love money then. They just don't understand. Because they don't see the third option. They don't step back and look at the coin and see the two sides. They're like, oh, well, I should probably do my own thing. Both of these sides suck. right? So the point of the business is to have freedom. The grind completely messes that because you are now a slave to your company. I mean, think about this. Think about this, right? And this is something a lot of immigrants make. Brazil indicts former President Bolsonaro. Oh my God, of course they did. Bolsonaro's my nigga, by the way. Anyways, I'm half Brazilian. Completely irrelevant to the video. Anyways. Okay, what was I going to say? Right. So, the point of business is to have freedom. To be free and do whatever you want. These people with the grind say, I don't want to be a slave to a job. But in reality, they become a slave to their own company. It's like you're doing the same thing. This is the mistake a lot of immigrants make. They work a job and they're like, well, I'm going to start my own business. And then they end up just working all day. It's like you're working 8 hours here and you're working 8 hours here. What's the point? It's a waste of time. I'm going to talk more about time later because... Actually, no, I'm going to talk about it now. All right, your time is extremely important. Okay? Your goal should not be to work on your own, essentially. Although that, I guess that's a bit better. But your goal should be to take... Let's say you make $200 in 8 hours. Your goal should be to make $200 in 1 hour. That's your goal. You make your time as valuable as possible because you aren't going to get rich making $30 an hour. And that's the problem with the grind. Okay, another thing about the grind. A lot of these people with this grind mindset will tell you, hey, get a bunch of hours at your job so I can make money. Now, I know you're working 6-hour shifts. Work 12-hour shifts. You'll double your income. But there's an issue with that. You're doubling your income by doing double the work. This is not an entrepreneurial mindset, as some people would put it. You have to make your time valuable. What you should be doing instead is not, okay, I'm not going to work double to make double. I'm going to work half as much to make double. That should be your mindset. That's what you should be focusing on, making your time as valuable as possible and making your leverage as high as possible. Either make your task very high leverage, or I don't know about the terms I'm using specifically. I'll just put it like this. Put it very simple way. Very simple for you to understand. Okay? You can either make your time worth $50 an hour, for example, or $100 an hour, or even more. Or you can get other people to do the work for you, and you just, take the difference. But the point is, you need to either free up your time or make your time extremely valuable. Those are your two options. Don't go for the grind mindset where you're still making $15 an hour, but you're just working a ton. Because that doesn't work. That's not going to get you rich. And maybe you'll make some money, but you just end up burning out and hating your life anyways. So what's the point? I'm going to tell you a story about some people I know. Right, so these people happen to be, and they're financially good, right? These financially literate people, they are financially free and they run their own company. They're good. All right, but I'm just going to use this story as an example, right? They were in the car. This is a couple. They were in the car, and the man was driving the car and the woman was in the passenger seat. The man was about to pull into a parking garage. That's like $15 an hour, I think, something like that. And the woman in the car vehemently refused, because she also happens to handle the budget. She vehemently refused this option because it costs $15 an hour. So that's too much. Find another one. So I'm in the car. I'm in the back seat, or a truck rather, and we end up driving around for like 15 to 20 minutes. And we ended up finding a parking garage that was like, what, $5 or $10? And she was like, we saved, $5 or $10. It was such a good job. But was it really? That is one of the other issues with the grind mindset. You're told to save all this money. For what? This is not valuing your time. If your time was really valuable, say, okay, well, maybe it's a bit expensive, but I'm not going to drive another 20 minutes just to save like $5 or $10. I'd rather just get on with my day. I can make a lot more. When this channel pops off, which it will, I know you're looking at me right now. Maybe if you're looking at when this was freshly uploaded and there's like 16 subscribers or whatever amount I have, one day it's going to be a big channel. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say me, okay? In fact, if I work in my business 20 minutes, depending on the work I do, it's worth a lot more. But let's just say this, okay, in the future. I can record like 2 videos in those 20 minutes. And I can make, once this channel, gets bigger, I'll make a lot more money than the $10 to $5 that they would have saved in the parking garage. Ton. Way more. it's just not the mindset of prioritizing your time over the money. Because you have to bet on yourself a little bit. Alright, you have to believe, you know what, one day my time is going to be so valuable. Not even so valuable. I mean, this is $5 to $10 we're talking about. But my time's going to be valuable to the point where these $5 to $10 is not going to matter. 20 minutes are far more valuable than the $5 to $10. That's the mindset you have to put in yourself. Even if you aren't making money right now, that's the mindset you need to have. Time is extremely important. Why does this saying exist? Time is money. It's true. Time is the most important thing. That's what they're trying to take away from you. That's why they send you to school for 8 hours a day. So you can be a school cell. They don't want you to have time. Because time is actually the most important factor of success. Not money. Not just, I mean, your starting point is important. I mean, if you are just spoon-fed $1 million every month, then yeah, of course. But not necessarily your starting point in most cases. These aren't the most important factor. The most important factor is your time. And how you use it, and how you spend it. Not how you spend your money, but how you spend your time. Change your mindset. It's not spending money, it's spending time. That's the mindset you need to have. And that mindset is going to make you far more successful than you are right now. And I'm talking to my younger self when I say that. Value your time. I remember this business I'm running right now. I used to spend like 4 or 5 hours a day trying to optimize every little thing. And actually, I'm going to segue on to the next point, okay? You actually don't need to work a lot to be successful. Alright, you might need to work a lot at the beginning. I'm not trying to give you the guru thing where it's like, well, you only have to work 30 minutes a day. You start your business 30 minutes a day, and then you're going to be a massive success. No. That's a very misleading way of putting it. But you don't need to work a lot to make money. Okay, this is why I say you need to disconnect time from money. This is why a lot of people don't believe. I remember, I was talking about how I run my business now. And like I said, before I used to do like 4 or 5 hours a day. And now I'm working like 30 hours. I mean, excuse me, 30 hours. I was going to say 30 hours a day. 30 minutes a day, roughly. And I'm making full-time income. 30 minutes a day. And, you know, when I was talking about my business and, you know, how my time structured day works, whatever. It makes sense, right? They were a bit like, oh, well, it doesn't take a lot of work to make it a full-time income? No. But that's the assumption, because we're all drilled in with the mindset of, hey, time you trade for money. If you make a lot of money, then you must be working a lot. Or not even a lot. I don't make a lot of money. Okay, I make full-time income. That's not a lot. All right. You're making full-time income. You must work full-time hours. No. Because there's a disconnect between time and money. There's people out here making $50,000 an hour, and they work 2 hours a day. I know that doesn't make much sense. Like, how could that be possible? But it is possible. Because how it works. I've noticed this myself on a much smaller scale. Okay? Now, like I said earlier, you might need to work a lot in the beginning. For example, I needed to work like 5 hours a day at the start. Because I had to figure out the inventory, I had to figure out the website, I had to figure out the marketing, etc. But once you figure those out, it's like a snowball. Now, you just got to keep the snowball rolling. It's very easy to keep it rolling once it starts. It's a bit hard to get it started. Once it gets started, I mean, it's really trivially easy. So, you want to apply the 80-20 rule. And this is what I did. Alright, I was working 4 to 5 hours a day. Just thinking. I was like, you know what? Let's cut off the unnecessary crap and just get the things done that actually make money. And I reduced my workload like 30 minutes a day. That's what you have to do with your own things. Apply that to every little thing. Time is the most valuable thing. Then when you have time, figure out what to do with it. And what you should do with this extra time is not start a bunch of extra businesses, not start a bunch of different projects, not try to grind, not try to cut your sleep. What you should do is focus on the foundational factors I talked about earlier. Sleep, diet, fitness. Let's say, and this is one of the core differences. I'm going to illustrate a difference between the grind and what I'm saying. If you had, let's say you were waking up at like 8 a.m. And you had the option between going to bed at 10 or going to bed at 1. The grind would say, well, you can work those extra 3 hours, so go to bed at 1. And I say no. Go to bed at 10. The reason why is because sleep is one of your foundational factors. If you want to get good work done, okay, especially if it's something like this, like I can't do this while I'm sleepy. Even now, I mean, my sleep wasn't even that amazing, so that's why I, made very minute mistakes in this video. But let's say I slept like 4 hours. I wouldn't be able to record right now. I'd be too groggy. But the grind mindset will tell you, just do it. Tough it out. I say no. And you can say I'm exaggerating a little bit, but this is really how they think. Time. I used to be in this path. I used to think like this. Diet. Well, just slap something together, and I'm fully in favor of getting food together fast, but, it's cheap food. And we're saving money. Save money on the food. Make it really fast. Or get it pre-bought, like at McDonald's. Why pay more? I'm on the grind. I have to save money. And the food gets it down. It gets the job done. But that's affecting all your other work. Fitness. I mean, some of them don't even work out. Because the grind, they're trying to make money. Some people who are on the grind do work out. So that's it's more of a minority thing. But in any case, you focus on your foundational factors, and then after you have all that stuff figured out, I've made videos about all this stuff. It's in the description in the playlist. You also see it on the end card. Once you figure all this stuff out, then you focus on the other stuff, like running a business and working on your skills, which are very important. Don't think I'm here telling you it's not important to work on your business and not important to work on your skills. It's extremely important. In fact, what I'm telling you is even more. It's a better way of applying. Excuse me. Let's put this very concisely and very precisely. Concise and precise. Okay? What I'm telling you is actually better for what you think is good. Because throughout this video, it may seem like I'm downplaying work and, acquiring skills in favor of other things. That's not really true. What I'm telling you right now is actually going to help your skills and business way more than what they're telling you. So I actually care more about it than them, truthfully. Although it seems like I don't. You just have to understand how it works. Alright? And I know, it may not make much sense. It didn't make much sense to me when I was younger. It just seemed to be like, well, if I work more hours and I sleep less, then it seems like it's going to go well. No. Stupid kid. Stupid. Especially when you're a kid, bro. Oh, such an idiot, bro. Because you're growing still, especially. You're growing still and you're cutting your sleep for what? So you can do crap work? Idiots. So dumb, bro. Why did I do that? I'm calling myself, people call me smart all the time, but bro, like, dumb kid. I just look at myself when I was younger, like, oh, all the people are like, oh, you were a smart kid, family members, random people, like, oh, you're smart. No, I was stupid. What was I doing? Anyways. Now for business, because that's what a lot of you are interested in. Pick one business. One. And then work on that. Dedicate all your energy to it via learning and action. Another thing about the grind is they don't value learning enough. Now, that is true, some do, but most of them don't, because when they say start a business, they think, okay, we got to do this. They think about the actions they could take, which is very good. It's better than being a loser who doesn't take any action, but you have to learn, because having success in a business is kind of like having a car, okay? And success, taking action, is like moving the car, okay? You can either get some gas, which is education, put in the car and drive the car, which is a much more efficient way of moving it, or you can ignore the gas, like some of them do, like, screw the education, and just try pushing the car. Use them both. I'm not saying be one of these, mental masturbators who are like, whoa, I'm just going to learn all day. Learn. No. Learn and take action. You have to do both. Very important you do both. Because if you do one without the other, it's a complete waste of time. But dedicate all your energy to it. Instead of, wasting your time and not sleeping and doing all this other crap, focus on one business and just learn. Learn, act. And eventually you're going to get somewhere. And you may have to switch paths, you may have to try again, you may fail a bunch of times. But that's a good thing about the grind mindset. It tells you, no matter how many times things go wrong, you have to keep going. And that does apply to my mindset as well. You have to keep going, and eventually something's going to happen. I was trying to start making money at like 12. I didn't get anywhere significant until I was about 16. 4 years. 4. Now, it shouldn't take you as long, especially if you actually fully take my... Like, if you watch all my videos about money and everything else, your foundational factors too, it's not going to take you 4 years. Especially if you join my Discord. It's not going to take you 4 years. It's going to be way sooner, assuming you actually put in the work. In any case, forget about the BS also with the business. So, I can say... Let me think. What's a good story I have of this? Because I know there's a bunch. I'm trying to think of one specifically. It's about forgetting BS. I'm applying the 80-20 rule. Oh, yeah. So, actually, wait. I have an example from yesterday. I have a good example from yesterday. So, my upload yesterday. This isn't my business, but this was this YouTube channel. Yesterday, I recorded my video, and I didn't have internet. I had to use my hotspot the whole time. In fact, I don't have internet right now. The cable that broke should be coming today, but I recorded the video like this, and then I compressed it. And then I realized, oh wait, I have to put captions because I put captions on my videos now. I'm trying to be cool, I guess. I'm trying to be new. I didn't put anything on my videos, but now I'm putting captions. All right, I'm upgrading. And I was like, okay. And I took the compressed video file and I put it into the editor. And I put the captions. Then I exported it, and it was way bigger than I wanted it to be. So then I compressed it again. Then I realized, oh wait, I edited the compressed video. So now I compress it again. The quality's not that good. Kind of sucks. Like 480, maybe 720p. Now I have two options here, and the grind mindset is going to tell you, hey, you got to go back and you have to redo everything. So it'll take like an hour, but you got to redo everything. And an hour, not in active time, but you have to wait for the captions. You got to wait for it to upload, compress again, etc. And I was trying to go work out. So I can either set all this up, right? And I'll rather stop my workout midway and come back and do everything. Or, I would not upload it on time because I have a hotspot and the internet is really slow. Right? I can either do that, or I can say, you know what? If someone's not going to watch the video because it's 720p, then we're going to watch it anyways. So who gives a damn? All right, that's not a deciding factor for anyone. If it was in 4K and no one watched it, excuse me, if it was in 4K, unless it's like a 4K specific, like stock footage in 4K, it's not one of those videos. If people aren't going to watch it at 4K, or excuse me, bro, I need to sleep more. I need to sleep a bit more. I didn't get like the extra hour or two I wanted, but okay. If people were going to watch at 4K, they're also going to watch at 720p. Okay, the quality's not so bad to where you can't see anything. It's just kind of not as crisp as it usually is. So I'm like, okay, efficiency, 80-20 rule. Forget editing it and going back, adding the captions to the uncompressed video and compressing that one. Who cares? Who gives a damn? Because at the end of the day, it's not going to affect the results significantly. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. But who cares? I have 16 subscribers. That's a good example of forgetting about BS. All right, don't worry about centering the logo perfectly on your website. No one cares. If someone isn't gonna buy because your logo is like 5 pixels off, then they weren't gonna buy anyways. Or damn it, I keep messing. Anyways, you get the example. Okay, it doesn't matter. Forget about BS. 80-20 rule. And always remember, also, consistency is the most important thing. All right. Another thing about the grind mindset is the people who take the mindset are usually very short-sighted. They only see the immediate future. When the most important factor in actually being successful in business and life in general is time. Just show up every single day consistently, and you're gonna make it. And also, don't forget about the creator, God himself, because that is a great source of motivation. In the hustle and bustle of life, it's very easy to forget about the creator. But it's very important you don't, because I'm going to put it in a pragmatic way for you, a productive way, for you to actually be motivated to do it. Realize you have a creator to please. Okay, you've been blessed very much. Okay? Think about it as you could have been born with no arms and no legs. Or you could have not been born at all. I know some edgy people like, I wish that happened. Shut up, you don't. If you did, then why don't I cut off your balls and hang you upside down? Well, I guess I can hang you upside down by your legs. Cut off your balls and just, cut you and then let you bleed out. Yeah, you'd rather be alive. Oh, well, actually, I wouldn't enjoy the torture if you just gave me, like, a lethal injection. I wouldn't care. You're not getting a lethal injection, bro. That's what I'm going to do to you. In a video game. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Anyways, on a serious note, okay, don't forget about the creator. You've been blessed with a great temple. You've been blessed with a brain. You've been blessed with the ability to watch my channel. Imagine if you weren't able to watch my channel. Imagine if you're one of those kids in Africa who can't watch my videos because they have no internet. That's a real travesty. So I think that's really the reason why you should do everything. You have the ability to do all this stuff. Have some reciprocity, okay? Did I say it right? I don't care. Give back. Now, check out my playlist in the description. Must-watch videos. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Discord. All links in the description. There's more links in the description. Do whatever they say. You're going to change your life because I'm amazing. I already said subscribe. Those are my call to action. See you next video.